Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not, funny show, reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to be reviewing the 9th episode of Young Rock, coming to you from NBC and streaming on Peacock and on Hulu. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. If you smell what Young Rock is cooking. Young Rock, episode 9, entitled A Lady Named Star Search. And this is all about young Dewey. We got young, I want to say he's 10, something like that, Dewey, out in Hawaii with his mom, Ata, with Rocky, with his grandmother, Leah, who is still running a wrestling promotion. And Ata, she's got a call back from Star Search. Apparently she didn't know how voicemail works in the hotel they were working in, but she gets a call back from Star Search. Big deal. At the same time, she's worrying about all of that and what it means to have to go to LA to maybe get on Star Search. At the same time, you got Leah trying to finally deal with that traitorous, Greg Yao, who's been stealing all her wrestlers and got his promotion going on, and she's starting to play hardball. She calls him up and has a powwow with him to let him know she ain't playing that shit. It ain't going down like that. She is Peter Maivia's widow, and she's gonna do right by her promotion. And so she strong arms him and demands a cut of his, a cut of revenue or something like that, a fee basically, so that he can still operate his promotion in Hawaii. It seems like a good idea, I suppose, and that's, The Rock even said that. When it seems like things are being handled, they're just at the beginning. What we see from Greg Yao is he seems very intimidated by her strong arm tactics, which basically is just like, I'll crush you. Like, she sits and basically does all sorts of horribly harassing things, like breaking the statues on his lawn and leaving, fruit and crap all over his car, and basically just being like, I'll mess you up if you keep on doing this. This is my town. And he seems to cave, only to show that, in fact, he is informing on her to the FBI. And I think we're seeing the act that essentially gets her deported back to Samoa. But we'll see how that plays out in future episodes, I'm sure. At the same time, you have young Dewey. He really, really wants a boogie board. Gets a boogie board because, why not? He's a kid. His dad really wants him to have fun. And so they get the boogie board, and he goes out and swims and, makes a new friend, but also runs into some really, really douchebag, young teens and teenagers who basically bully him, gang up on him, kick his butt and take his boogie board. And it's, one thing I'll say, this again showing who Rock is, how he's raised, the sort of mentality he has. They say, oh, he wants to fight you, and young Dewey, he's smaller than the guy who wants to fight him, and he goes in and let's go. But instead of having a 1-on-1 fight, it's a 1-on-10 fight, and he gets jumped, and it's what's funny is he's scared that his dad's gonna be mad because he lost. And Rocky, he's such a good dad. He actually is such a good dad. He's like, man, whatever. You stood up for yourself. Don't ever be afraid of standing up for yourself. And he does a good, deed. He's like, all right, don't tell your mom. He goes down and gets the boogie board back with a little good old intimidation, that ring flare of letting you know, hey, I'm bigger than you and I will kick all y'all's butts if y'all mess with my son again. And hey, it was a really cool, great moment. And young Dewey, I'm sure it really stuck with him about, what he should do, to stand up for himself in the future. At the same time, you have Ata, who, she really went for it with an original song trying to get on Star Search. And, the idea that, young Dewey, maybe he's going to be pulled in two different directions if she actually gets on Star Search and wins or something like that. It's Rocky paints a rosy picture of them being on the road separately, and young Dewey going half a year there, half a year there, but that doesn't seem like the life that Ata wants, and she voluntarily stays. Does not go to pursue that particular opportunity, and she doesn't really speak about it. She says, "Oh, they made a mistake." And I wonder, are they going to follow up on this about how she did not go to see about Star Search? I really hope they do in future episodes. So overall, it's moving the plot forward about what happened in the early 80s with, Rocky and Ata and Leah and young Dewey. A real fun episode. Not a huge amount of comedy, but it's fun in its ways, and just overall just advancing everything we know about the characters and what they're going through. I will say, young Dewey, he continues to be maybe my least favorite iteration of young Rock, just because as a kid he doesn't have a huge amount of weighty sort of issues that he personally is dealing with. A lot of it really is about his mom and dad and what their struggles are, especially their disappointments grow, and the setting up of what seems probably going to be a pretty major blow to the family when Leah gets deported. So that part's fun, but I do wish there was more done with young Dewey, because he is the center of the show supposedly, and I would like some more interesting stuff than that. And also to sort of see how he goes from being that cute little kid that runs after his dad and turns into a guy that steals clothes and stuff like that in his teen years. So we shall see how that all plays out. Either way, I like the episode, and I, as always, I recommend you guys watch this show. It's actually a really, really good show. The whole framing device with the presidential election. Hey, I still think this is a stealth campaign by Dwayne Johnson to try to run for president, maybe in about 8 years. I'm just saying, if it happens, don't be surprised. They're literally doing a show about it. So anyway, what did you guys think about this episode, and what did you think about my review? Why don't you get down there in the comments, let me know what you think, or of course you can hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and we can chop it up about young Rock. I think it's a great show, and hopefully you do too. Oh, and hey, are you subscribed to the Super Not Funny Show? What? You're not? What are you doing? Get down there, hit the subscribe button, join the Super Not Funny Show family. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell, and it'll let you know when we drop new content. And we're doing that every week. New reviews and new reactions and anything else that floats our pop culture boat, like the Invincible cast, where we talk about the animated superhero show Invincible that just wrapped up its season. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining us on the Super Not Funny Show reviews. Come back next week when we review the next episode of Young Rock. Until then, I have been Jen Thépuppét, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!